The visit is forging a new level of trust through mutual support. The two sides reaffirmed their firm support for each other on issues concerning their respective core interests and major concerns. China reaffirmed its policy of good neighborliness towards all the people of Bangladesh. China firmly supports Bangladesh in safeguarding its national independence, sovereignty, and territorial integrity, and respects the choice of the Bangladesh people for an independent development path suited to their national conditions. China congratulated Bangladesh on the successful general election held in February this year and expressed support for the new government led by Honorable Prime Minister Tariq Rahman in its governance and the Bangladesh Before All policy. On its part, Bangladesh reaffirmed its firm commitment to the One China principle and recognized that there is but one China in the world. Taiwan is an inalienable part of China's territory, and the government of People's Republic of China is the sole legal government representing the whole of Asia. Bangladesh resolutely opposes any form of Taiwan independence and firmly supports China's efforts to achieve national reunification. Third, this visit is opening a new chapter of win-win cooperation. The two sides agreed to promote high-quality cooperation under the Belt Road Initiative, further align our development strategies, and explore new opportunities in green and low-carbon development, digital economy, information technology, and artificial intelligence. We will also strengthen cooperation in trade, industrial and supply chains, finance, health, culture, and education exchanges. At the same time, we will steadily advance major flagship projects, including ports and water resources development, to promote shared development and prosperity. During the visit, BIDA announced that it will establish its first overseas office in China. This will provide a more convenient platform for enterprises from both countries to expand investment cooperation. The two sides also signed the Protocol of Phytosanitary requirements for export of fresh jackfruits from Bangladesh to China. Following Bangladesh mangoes, fresh Bangladesh jackfruits will now enter the China market, and we look forward to welcoming more high-quality agricultural products from Bangladesh in the years ahead. In addition, the two sides signed an MOU on joint action plan on enhancing Bangladesh export capacity. So China stands ready to work with Bangladesh for its effective implementation. Regarding the Tista River comprehensive management and restoration projects, China's commitment remains unchanged. China will continue to provide support and assistance within its capacity for the Tista River comprehensive management and restoration project, and support experts from both countries in expediting the feasibility and related work. The two sides also agreed to explore new options for regional connectivity, including direct connectivity between China and Bangladesh, and the development of China-Myanmar-Bangladesh economic corridor. We believe these initiatives will open new strategic opportunities for Bangladesh economic development. I'm convinced that building on the outcomes of this visit, China-Bangladesh cooperation will continue to expand into broader areas, reach a higher level, and deliver even greater benefit to our two countries and peoples. Fourth, the visit is building a new pattern of international cooperation. The two sides agreed to firmly safeguard the UN-centered international system, the international order underpinned by international law and the basic norms governing international relations based on the purposes and principles of UN Charter, and continue efforts to promote an equal and orderly multipolar world and a universally beneficial and inclusive economic globalization. The two sides agreed that it is essential to firmly uphold the outcomes of the victory of World War II and oppose any attempts for fascistic and militaristic revival. The two sides expressed support for the post-war international order established by the Cairo Declaration and Potsdam Proclamation and other international legal documents, including the United Nations Charter. Bangladesh appreciates and supports the vision of building a community with a shared future for humanity and the series of global initiatives put forward by our President Xi Jinping, and is ready to carry out cooperation with China. China supported Bangladesh in playing a great role in multilateral institutions such as the United Nations and supported Bangladesh in participating in BRICS and its application to become the partner of Shanghai Cooperation. The two sides expressed readiness to continue promoting multilateral cooperation in the region and welcome more countries in the region to join in the process. In particular, we also congratulate the Honorable Foreign Minister, Dr. Khalilur Rahman, elected to be next President of the General Assembly of the United Nations, which also bring about more opportunities for China-Bangladesh international affairs. As important members of the Global South and developing countries, China and Bangladesh shared both the responsibility and the ability to contribute to a more just and equitable international orders. I firmly believe that our two countries will continue to work closely together and play an even greater role in maintaining regional peace and stability, upholding international fairness and justice, and improving global governance. So, dear friends, as Honorable Foreign Minister Dr. Khalilur Rahman said at his press briefing, China-Bangladesh relations are now at their best in the history. Our relationship has gone beyond the bilateral level and carry even greater significance for our times and for the world. Honorable Prime Minister Tareq Rahman's visit has opened a new chapter in China-Bangladesh friendship. As our two countries embark on the next golden 50 years of bilateral cooperation, China stands ready to work with Bangladesh to fully implement the important consensus reached by our two leaders and the outcome of the visit. Together, we will translate this outcome into tangible results and stronger momentum for economic, social development, bring great benefits to our countries and our two peoples. So that is the message I want to send to you. Thank you.
Okay, now it's a Q&A session. We have approximately half an hour time for you to raise your questions. And please identify the media you're belonging to before asking questions.
Okay, later on.
This is me, Ahmed Reza, and I work for television in Jamuna. So I have a particular question regarding Tista project. As you mentioned that you are very eager to cooperate this project particularly. But from our government, still we have got the words like that. The discussion needs more. There are more discussion can be happen in near future with China on Bangladesh issues, especially the Tista project. So what about your position regarding their words that they are saying the discussion is on process?
Definitely, this project is the highlight of the visit, and I know the Bangladesh, the people pay very high expectations for the progress of this project. As I said, this project is purely we call it livelihood project concerning livelihood of more than 10 million people living along the river. So it is at the request of Bangladesh government, China prepared to offer whatever China can do to help to build this project. But as you said, we do still have a lot of communication discussion on it. But please pay attention to the joint communique. But now most important one is we need a very sound scientific feasibility study. It is so important. Whatever we do, we are based on a very sound feasibility study. So China is committed to work with Bangladesh to send our top experts group to Bangladesh so we could work on to have a feasibility study which is, is a scientific, which on the taste of the time. So that is the current status. We are working with Bangladesh. So you will see we'll have some tangible progress very soon regarding feasibility study. So that is the current status. Thank you.
Good morning, Excellency. This is Mohan Hasib. I'm for China before. Congratulations on the visit, as well as this is the third time in China visit we have seen the joint communique, which is very good. So my question is regarding a very brand new issue that we expressed in the communique, that is 2+2, which is defense and foreign ministry relationship or dialogue. So what are the module of this in particular agenda put forward? Is it like when Bangladesh is in need of any emergency help, China will come up and will help with the defense and the diplomatic solutions? Or is it like refueling, restructuring, reshaping from the air, from the water, or from any resources? What are the module you would like to look at? Also, is China have any kind of such relationship with any South Asian countries? That's my first part of the question. The second part of the question is, China is doing extraordinarily in artificial intelligence. They're doing business, they're doing researches, they're enriching people's life with the AI, from the agricultural to the medicine sector to so many other places. But there are other competitors of China who have some, objections with the Chinese AI that it sometimes intercepts information. So when Bangladesh and China will work in these particular issues, do you think that particular concern will be a pressure on the development of Bangladesh in the AI sector?
Yes, let's come to the first question regarding 2+2. So why we need to discuss about this cooperation to have this new platform? Now we are the Committee for Shared Future. So it is a new definition of the cooperation. It means the highest level of cooperation. So we need some mechanism to support the high level of cooperation. So actually from political side, the two platforms we written into this joint communique. One is the strategic dialogue between two foreign ministers. Definitely, that means, especially as I said, the foreign minister is now the president of next General Assembly. So that means two foreign ministers will talk more about strategic issues related to our bilateral relations and also regional international issues. So that means the first platform. The second one is the 2+2. That means China will not only have very high level of political exchanges, dialogues, we also have extensive defense cooperation. So with this frame, the platform, that means more alignment on the diplomatic sector and defense sectors that sit together. So that's a way to enhance our strategic communication, mutual trust, and cooperation on these issues. But it is still explore. It doesn't mean it's already there. So we are going to explore in which way, this 2+2 will be established. So we still need to discuss. And definitely we do have this +2 arrangement with some Southeast Asian countries, especially from ASEAN countries, like Vietnam, the Cambodia, Laos, even Indonesia, Thailand. We already have. So we want to expand to the Bangladesh side. But one thing particularly I want to point out, Bangladesh already decided to have 2+2 on the minister level with Turkey during the Turkey's foreign minister visit just a few weeks ago. So China is not the first. You already have the one with Turkey. So it is also, out of the suggestion, from both sides. Yes, second one is for the AR. It's great. You have visited China for many times. The AR changed the life of Chinese people. It brings more potential for economic and scientific development, advancement for the Chinese people. And I believe what China can do in AR development can also be done by our friends. So definitely AR is the potential area China willing to strengthen cooperation with Bangladesh. We are willing to explore. You mentioned about any suspicion. From our side, from my point, this sort of suspicion is groundless. It's groundless. That's from sort of consideration, totally out of the true meaning of AR. So I don't believe this sort of suspicion will be supported in Bangladesh. You see how the AR will create more opportunity for China-Bangladesh relations. So we are willing to work with Bangladesh, to talk with Bangladesh, and to cooperate with Bangladesh in this area. And I also want to share some Chinese top companies like Huawei, like ZTE. They have a very advanced technology on AR, so they are also willing to, to cooperate with Bangladesh to advance this cooperation in Bangladesh. So thank you.
Excellency, I'm from Federation. I need a clear vision about the Tista project. If I saw that there is a second MOU you've done about Tista project. One is 2024. Tista project MOU is for feasibility study done by Power China, when Indian government is here. And then the second time, is it MOU with Power China or the government, China government? And the final thing is that in 2019, Power China start their feasibility study, and they complete their final report, 262 pages, and they submit in 2023 June, the previous government. The feasibility study is done. Then when the other feasibility study will be started, and who pay for this feasibility study? Is it China government or the Bangladesh government? You said that you ready for cooperation. Is it the financial cooperation or only for technical cooperation? And other things that already Bangladesh government signed a MOU on the GDI, Global Development Initiative. Did you proposal, did Bangladesh say about the other three initiatives, specific GMI, which is involved with the defense cooperation? Thank you.
So you are very familiar with the Tista River project. You are really true. There are some MOU sort of things, but I want to stress the MOU is between Chinese companies and Bangladesh government agencies. But what I refer to, the cooperation, is G2G. It's between two governments. So companies, they have their own study. But what we are pursuing now is the top experts from Chinese government and the Bangladesh government who will work together to come out with a feasibility study, can to sustain the test of time. So this time our commitment is there. So that is information I want to share with you. The second one regarding the MOU on GDI. Definitely we have discussed this MOU for some years. We are happy this time Bangladesh decided to join with us to sign this GDI, which creates a lot of opportunities for China-Bangladesh to cooperation under this framework. I want to share with more than 190 countries and organizations around the world already joined GDI. So we are happy China joined with us in this family. Definitely there are some other initiatives. There are 4 global initiatives, other than global civilization initiatives, global security initiatives, and global governance initiatives. So we wish Bangladesh, since Bangladesh already appreciates, support this. So we're going to discuss in which way we can work together to enhance our cooperation with the framework of these global initiatives. Thank you.
Excellency, my name is Masud Kuri. I work for a news website, National News. My question, one question is in the supplement with the defense cooperation, I would like to know the specific. There are media reports that China is selling J-10CE fighter jets to Bangladesh, and the delegations from the both countries visited. It's the media reports. So can you give us about purchase or selling? And second question regarding the clarification of the one clause in the joint communique. You have mentioned regarding the post-World War II era. Does it target to the Japanese countries?
For the defense cooperation, you may notice that in the joint communique, the two sides agreed to deepen defense cooperation, including exchanges, visits, training. And both sides agreed to maintain mutual understanding and engagement on UN peacekeeping affairs. So what I say is, our cooperation is very comprehensive. So defense cooperation is also part of it. But I'm not in a position to pinpoint any particular, purchase project. So please understand, I'm not in a position to make comments. But I should say, with our relations are elevated to the community of shared future, we see more cooperation in all the areas, including defense cooperation. And as for the questions, definitely maintain the yes, it is essential to firmly uphold the outcome of the victory of World War II. And you say it is, I believe, is a common obligation for all the people in Asia and the world, to uphold, the current international order which established after World War II. So we see some development which arise our worry. So that is the message joint sent by China and Bangladesh. We need to work together to maintain world peace, stability, and upholding international fairness and justice. So that is the message, I believe, sent from this joint communique. Thank you.
Good morning, Excellency. This is Purimot Alma from the Teesta. I want to know, you have signed the MOU on GDI. So what is going to change actually between the development cooperation because of signing this MOU on GDI? So that's number one. And on Tista, a supplementary one, because already over the last few years, I think in 2024, there were studies and nothing progressed. So, and also there are concerns from Indian side that, because that's very close to their border and there might be objections. So from that perspective, and also from the other perspectives, that if India does not allow the flow of water, the project may not be feasible. So what's the thinking is going on at this point of time? And the other one is, because Bangladesh wants a lot of investment, and you have signed MOUs on, in Myanmar, especially economic zone, and also in Bangla. So when can Bangladesh expect more and more Chinese companies investing or supporting Bangladesh, exporting more to China? Thank you.
Okay, so let's start from Tista River project. As I said, the first Tista River project is Bangladesh project. It's your project. The second, the China cooperation is at the crest of Bangladesh side. We consider it mutually beneficial. It is a livelihood cooperation which hinges on livelihood of more than 10,000 people living along the river. So that's the purpose why China want to offer our assistance, because it is needs of Bangladeshi people, especially those living in north part of Bangladesh. So that is the second point I want to share. The third one is, so why we need a very sound feasibility study is due to some very complicated situation along the river. So we need to carry out this feasibility study before we could start this project. So that is the pure purpose from our side. You mentioned about other elements. It's not in our consideration. So China will proceed as long as Bangladesh wish. So that is the position from our side. And the second one regarding the investment, you do notice we have a tangible progress regarding the China Economic Industry Zone in Myanmar, so which has been there for the last 10 years. But this time we're very happy to see within 4 months of the new government, we complete almost all the paperwork regarding this economic zone. So it will definitely will provide the platform for investment from Chinese side. So far as my understanding, there are more than 30 Chinese companies committed $500 million into this zone. So this is very important. And during my visit, during the Honorable Prime Minister, I was along with the Prime Minister. Actually, Prime Minister have very big investment forum in Beijing, and also he met quite a number of Chinese companies in Dalian. So the Prime Minister is busy, to talk with Chinese top enterprises to attract investment in Bangladesh. And I also met quite a lot of Chinese big companies. They have a strong desire or interest to invest in Bangladesh. And I just give you a figure. A few days ago, the chairman of BIDA, Mr. Asik, he mentioned about so far already 12 Chinese companies want to commit more than 9.2 billion US investment. And they have very specific project consideration when they mention about investment amounts. So I can see this also part of results of your Prime Minister's visit. It has attracted Chinese companies' interest in investing in Bangladesh. So it's a huge opportunities. So this China Economic Industry Zone progress sent a very positive signal to Chinese companies that Bangladesh is friendly to Chinese business. So I believe that is one thing I want to highlight. It's also part of achievement of the visit. As for the GDI MU, I can say, with this signing of MU, that means we have carried out a lot of cooperation, economic cooperation and development cooperation on GDI. And also one thing very important is, as I mentioned, there are around 190 countries, international organizations part of it, which also provide a big platform for Bangladesh to can also work with other countries, other international institutions, including financial institutions, on the GDI to have, cooperation for the benefit of Bangladesh. anyway, I believe it is a mutually benefit, the MOU between China and Bangladesh. Thank you.
Excellency, this is Bashir Ahmed, I work for the Bangladesh. During the bilateral during the bilateral talks with our Prime Minister, Presidency strongly says any sort of foreign interference in the internal affairs of Bangladesh will be rejected by China. Can you explain it?
That is our policy. Not only to Bangladesh. Our foreign policy is China firmly against any foreign intervention to any country. So China, we also experience the same sort of scenario. A lot of foreign elements want to intervene in China's internal affairs. Even now, we face the same attempt by some elements. You must understand. So we fully understand the situation now faced by Bangladesh. So the message very clear conveyed to Bangladesh that, China support Bangladesh to object any foreign intervention. So that is our policy ever since, in the last 50 years. So, thank you.
So, Your Excellency, this is Mr. from the Minister. My question is, can we now say after the visit that Bangladesh has joined the GDI, number one? And number two is about the corridor proposed by Honorable President Xi. You know that there was another similar corridor under Beijing Island, which also included India. So now many diplomats and analysts are saying that whether it is possible to include India in this corridor to avoid any kind of geopolitical tension, whether China will agree if India wants to
So what's your first question? Sorry.
Can we say after the MOU signing that Bangladesh has joined formally with GDI?
So as I mentioned, the GDI MOU has been discussed for quite some time, not this time. But we are happy this time it will be signed. Actually, as I mentioned, the GDI is related to the common development and prosperity of China and other countries, especially from Global South. So, as I said, so many, more than 190 countries, international organizations already joined with us. So we are happy now. Bangladesh is also part of the big family of GDI. So I consider it will provide even big stage for China cooperation on development affairs. Second question is the corridor. As you mentioned, it is not new. It is not new initiative. As you mentioned, we have proposed BCI even 15 years ago. We already achieved some progress, but due to reason you understand, so far we haven't come out with the achievements as China desired. So now, since Bangladesh, you want to have more regional connectivity, China also wants more regional connectivity, and I believe the Myanmar side also want to have this sort of cooperation. Why not? Our three countries can start from what we are now, so to have connectivity to be discussed. And I should want to say, this cooperation is not end of the game. We are open. We welcome the other countries. If they're ready, definitely we are open. But it's up to them to make decision whether they want part of it or they are wait and see. But anyway, China determined to proceed with Bangladesh, Myanmar to build this economic corridor.